The Los Angeles Chargers are cleaning house.
You cleaned the kitchen sink.
Honey, all I did was
Use New Blue Ajax cleanser.
By getting rid of Mike Williams as well as Keenan Allen, and now Joey Bosa is also on the chopping block. How does this affect the Las Vegas Raiders? Well, it's going to also tie into Justin Fields, which we're going to be talking about because the smoke about grabbing Justin Fields and bringing him to the silver and black is starting to heat up again. All that and more on today's episode of the Raider D Podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Raiders and Raidettes, what is going on with the madness down there in Los Angeles with the Chargers and Mr. Horrible cleaning house? Well, we already know that they cut Mike Williams, which was one of their star players, who albeit has an injury history, which is why they let him go, especially being that he was making $20 million a year and was only able to accomplish a handful of games last year. But now they've went ahead and chopped the head off of their dual threat, which was Keenan Allen. What are they doing? It seems to me like they are on a complete teardown and rebuild in LA, which is good for the Raiders because that also means they're not going to be any good for a couple of years. Same thing is happening down there in Denver, and we love it in the silver and black because that means our only real competition in the AFC West is the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Well, we've already did something to help us out with Patrick Mahomes by grabbing Christian Wilkins, one of the top 4 defensive tackles in the NFL today, and now he is a part of the Raider Nation. Happy to have him here and happy to have all of you here. But I just want to thank today's sponsor, Earth Elixir, a proudly owned and operated company by a Raiders lifelong fan. And Earth Elixir gives you all of the natural supplements you could ever want to help you sleep better, feel better, and even increase your natural testosterone without having to do TRT. So click the link down in the description and get 15% off just for the Raider D family. So what is going on with the Chargers trading their number 1 receiver for the past, 10 years or so in Keenan Allen? This guy is a perennial Pro Bowler. He is destined for the Hall of Fame. And now they've went and traded him for a 4th round draft pick to none other than the Chicago Bears. It seems as though the Chicago Bears is intent on loading up on talent. And what is the purpose behind that? Are they going to use their number 1 draft pick in order to secure the services of Caleb Williams or Jaden Daniels or Drake May? Or are they trying to give more pieces and more weapons for Justin Fields? Well, if you listen to the talking heads out there, the smoke is turning into fire that the Raiders already attempted to trade for Justin Fields, but the offer was rejected by the Chicago Bears. And therefore, the Raiders went and signed a backup quarterback from Indianapolis by the name of Gardner Minshew. He's a decent quarterback. And in fact, if you look at his numbers, he actually has better statistics than Justin Fields. However, Justin Fields' upside is tremendous. This kid is an athlete bar none. If he can get some of the finer things down and also is in a better system than they've had out there in Chicago with better weapons for him to throw the ball to, we could see a resurgence in his career. And what better place for him to come to than a place like Las Vegas? A place where we have a player's coach, a place where we have an offensive coordinator and system that he's already familiar with, that he can come right in and does a lot of sense. What is the type of football that Coach Antonio Pierce wants in Las Vegas?
An entire organization whose commitment to excellence was first pledged in 1963. Able young John Madden became head coach in 1969 and faced the awesome challenge of maintaining the Raiders' winning ways. He met the challenge in '69 with pro football's best record, 12-1-1, and the Western Division championship. The Oakland Raiders emerged from the 60s with the finest 3 consecutive years in the history of professional football. No team was more respected, none more feared than the team that proudly wore the silver and black. But 1970 began a new era, a new challenge. The question now, could the Raiders continue to rank with the great organizations of professional sports? Were the Raiders ready to meet
He wants that smash mouth, run, gritty, old school Raiders football. And who better to do that than a quarterback who could literally play fields? This way, you're not having to sell the farm to move up to picks 1, 2, or 3 to try and grab your guy, Jaden Daniels. It's looking almost impossible at this point in time. The number 1, 2, and 3 picks are all going to be quarterbacks, and they will be off the board. So at that point, there's no reason for the Raiders to trade up and grab one of the second-hand guys like Michael Penix Jr. or J.J. McCarthy or Bo Nix. So Justin Fields coming to the Raiders is starting to make sense. And man, this dude can play ball. He is for real. He just needs to get some of the finer details of being a quarterback down. And the Raiders would be in contention for the AFC West each and every year moving forward. We can use all of the picks that we have that we would have to trade away in order to get one guy. We could use those picks to further build out the team and get more talent and more Pro Bowlers like offensive linemen, like running backs, more receivers, corner, and on and on and on. This is a strategy that it appears is starting to become the reality of the Las Vegas Raiders. Right!